This is Pomni, and this is Ragatha, and we draw them both today in 6 different styles. Let's start off with the anime style. For the anime style in particular, I didn't have a particular anime in mind when I was thinking of Ragatha. I did want to coordinate the hair and make it a little bit more dreadlock rather than just bundles of hair from a doll. So how do we transition that? Well, we need to study how dreadlocks and dreads and braids are drawn in anime. So I looked up a couple of different styles. I immediately thought of some popular characters that have braids like Mitsuri from Demon Slayer, but I thought those were too big and bundled, so I went more with the tightly bounded braids that were found in Vinland Saga. And though Ragatha has a lot of hair, it's not just the only thing. We do want to make sure that the eye feels like it fits, and importantly, as you're seeing here, the skin tone. We want to make sure that it looks not too pale, not too dark, because Ragatha, well, she's not really human, she's a doll. So how do we transmorgify that, if you will, into a human? Well, that's kind of how we have to use the anime effect, because we want to make sure that the skin tone is just right. If it looks off, it looks clunky, it'll just look bad. Now, before we get too deep into this section, my name is James. I'm James Kirchhardt, and I'm on a quest to reach 250,000 subscribers, and how you can help me out is by smashing the like button and subscribe button so you never miss out on another piece. It helps me out a lot, and it also lets YouTube know that you like to see these fun characters reimagined in a new way. Now let's continue on with the anime effect. The one last thing that I do want to talk about with the anime effect is I really wanted to make the eye fit and feel like it belongs in an anime aesthetic. So I had to study a lot of eyes, and I kind of came up with my own little unique shape that just really, I don't know, this is one of my most favorite effects that I've ever done for a character, because it feels like Ragatha, but it feels like she now belongs in a different universe, and I absolutely love it. Next, we have the drip effect, and I'm doing the drip effect for a very specific reason. I didn't want to do a cartoon effect, but I wanted to have cartoon shades and values, and the drip effect does just that. A great tip for any beginner that's using acrylic paint pens for the first time, or just struggling with acrylic paint pens as a whole, is make sure that you wait at least 10 to 15 minutes for the paint to thoroughly dry before you either add another layer or another application over the top, or just something congruent, so that way it doesn't bleed too much into each other. One final tip for the drip effect is that when you are inking your drips in, make sure you have a thick side and a thin side. So you're going to taper the dark around, so that gives it a nice 3-dimensional blob effect. It just enhances it, gives it that next level of artistry. But now we're on to the water effect. And what is the water effect? Well, we're basically going to make it look like Ragatha's been turned into water. And how we're going to do that? We're going to use the shadows and highlights as basically ways to make waves throughout her body. By using the shadows, we're going to add all these nice little layers of ripple effects throughout, and that's how we're going to give those translucent waves throughout her body. It does have a bit of an ethereal look to it, a little bit of a ghostly look, and that's okay. But it's only probably because I added the blues on top of the greens, but I don't know. I like this. I like the way the effect comes out. I love the deep oceany feel, the ripple across the sea foam of the shore. It just, I don't know, it has that vibe to it. Last little tip for this section is do be mindful of your darks. Don't go too crazy because they can really wash everything away. Now let's make Pomni abstracted. Of course, because of the amazing digital circus, I had to do something that was called abstracted, and basically it's just making her look like an abstracted figure. Maybe it's a little combination of both of them extracted together, but basically that's all it is. It's a little take on an homage to the show. Some last minute splashes of colors, and we're going to call this section complete as we now transform Ragatha into a zombie. I wasn't going to change too much of the overall design. Basically wanted to fray the hair, damage the face a little, and basically just make the colors look washed out, make the shirt look a little disheveled, and then just give the indication of putrescence through color. We're going to add lots of greens, lots of yellows, muted reds for the hair, and that's how we're going to really amp up the zombie where we don't actually have to add gore. Not everything has to be gory to be a zombie or scary. You can do that simply by just how you address the colors, the values, and your overall design of drawing. And by working gently with colored pencils and a very light amount of paint pens and alcohol markers, we can add that nice three-dimensional blend, but we can also add those layers of translucence, make it look like the skin is decaying, and by using the alcohol markers lightly and adding layer and layer and layer, that's how we're going to achieve it. I also changed the mouth. I wanted to look more stitched, like the mouth has been stitched shut. And last but surely not least, we have the classic Tim Burton effect. And what is Tim Burton effect? We're going to take Pomni and transform her into something akin to what you would see in a Tim Burton film. I drew a lot of inspiration for this one from The Corpse Bride. And yeah, the shapes don't add up here with the bottom section and the top section. That's because I wanted to show more of the overall design. The pale features, the sunken in eyes, the triangular face with the pointed cheekbones, and the emaciated figure. Really heavy into German expressionism, and it's just such an eclectic but yet noticeable art style. It's so noticeable that Tim Burton has his own art style. It's called Burton-esque. As we wrap up this video, I really want to once again thank you so much for stopping by. It's an amazing honor to always draw all these characters and transform them in fun new ways. So if you do like what you see here, then please do me a favor. Once again, smash that like button and subscribe button so you never miss out on another piece. And just like that, we are going to call this section complete. Let me know what is your favorite, which side do you pick, let me know who is your favorite character, and as always, I shall see you all in the next video.